Welcome back everyone, it is Aric from Rare Candy, and today we are back checking out the new Hisuian Sneasler V card that I think has been a little bit under the radar with all the hype with Darkrai VSTAR, Palkia VSTAR, etc. This is one of those cards I think has been a little bit forgotten about, but I think is actually a bit better than maybe some people are giving it credit for. So if you guys maybe are in that camp and aren't familiar with this card, it has the Dire Claw attack does 80 for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. And if we just run through the math with this attack, if we have 3 special conditions, that's 240 damage, which is okay already. But if 2 of them are burn and poison, that bumps us up to effectively 270, which much better. We can knock out some of the V-Stars running around. At that point, a Choice Belt is going to allow us to knock out the rest of the V-Stars. And after that, the new Radiant Hawlucha will allow us to one-shot pretty much any VMAX running around that doesn't have a big charm. So Sneasler has some pretty insane one-shot potential, and we're going to try it out today and see if it actually does have a little bit of a shot to succeed. So that's the deck we're checking out today. And before we get deeper in this video, if you guys can't remember to smack that like button to help feed the YouTube algorithm. And if you need any cards to complete this Hisuian Sneasler deck for yourself, you can check out our friends at PTCGO and remember to use that coupon code RARECANDY at checkout to get yourselves a discount on your order too. Also, Rare Candy's patrons not only had early access to this deck list, but also have their own exclusive discount code for even bigger savings over there. Links to those will be down below in the description. But jumping back into our deck here, of course, the big partner for our Sneasler is going to be Butterfree. Butterfree has the Tricolored Scales ability that allows us to make our opponent burn, confused, and poison when we evolve into it. And normally this would be kind of a chore to get up and running since it is a stage 2, but luckily both Caterpie and Metapod have the adaptive evolution ability that allows them to evolve immediately when you play them. So that's what's going to allow us to get our Butterfree out as early as turn 1 if we want to. And looking at the rest of the deck, we also have a copy of Hoopa. For the Assault Gate attack, does 90 if it moved from the bench to the active this turn. This can definitely be nice in the early game if we go against like an Inteleon deck and they open up with a Sobble or something. We would much rather just get an easy KO with Assault Gate than have to waste all of these combo pieces and set up a Sneasler and a Butterfree just to get a single prize. So Hoop is definitely going to be much better against those sorts of attackers. We also do have a copy of Galarian Zigzagoon in the deck. This is going to be a pretty important card for V-Stars that play Big Charm, because if we do go against something like an Arceus or a Palkia and they have 310 HP, well, we need Choice Belt plus Zigzagoon at that point to take a one-shot, because Radiant Hawlucha only applies for VMAXs, not V-Stars. And the last Pokemon of the deck is going to be 2 copies of Crobat V. And as you can see, we are opting for a much more aggressive draw engine here. I think some people might gravitate towards an Inteleon engine, but one of the things I like about Sneasler is the fact that you can actually get a KO as early as turn 1 with this card, because Butterfree can evolve immediately and because this is a basic that you can power up with Dark Patch. So I think this sort of engine is actually going to be a little bit stronger than that of an Inteleon engine that, again, I think some people might initially sort of gravitate to. But looking at our trainer cards, definitely have some interesting things going on here. One of the most important cards in the deck is going to be 3 copies of Temple of Sinnoh. Even though we are a dark Pokemon, Mew VMAX is actually ironically one of our worst matchups, and we need Temple of Sinnoh to be able to shut off those pesky Fusion Strike energies, because whenever they're attached, at that point we can't inflict their Mews with special conditions, and we need to be able to shut those off. And this is where that card comes in handy. But even outside of the Mew matchup, being able to turn all of your opponent's special energies to just plain colorless energies that have no effect is really good against a number of different decks. Decks playing double turbo energy, rapid strike energy, single strike energy, just in general, a very annoying stadium card that we have in the format right now. Another, I think, very suspicious omission in this list is going to be no copies of Boss's Orders whatsoever. It's definitely not something I enjoy about the deck. But what I found is you just really want every last deck space to ensure that you can keep chaining these combos turn after turn, because your Sneaslers usually are going to get one shot. They don't have that much HP. And I just found that Boss Orders wound up being a dead card in my hand almost every game. And I decided to use those extra 2-3 spots for just more consistency cards to ensure we can just keep chaining this combo every single turn of the game. So instead, the only supporters we have are going to be draw supporters, that being Research Marnie and of course Cynthia's Ambition as well. Also looking at our trainer cards, we got the 3 copies of Choice Belt, very important to fix our math, as I already mentioned. We got our Dark Patches to chain some additional energy attachments, and then also we have 4 copies of Scoop Up Net in the deck as well. This is going to allow us to recycle those Butterfrees, those Zigzagoons, Or if our Hoopa is in the active spot, this will allow us to pick that up as well. Just a very important card to reuse all these coming into play abilities that we have. And looking at our energy, we have the 8 dark energies, but we also are playing the 2 copies of capture energy as well. I know Temple of Sinnoh will shut this off from time to time, but we don't necessarily have to put our stadium in play before using this if we open with both in the same hand. But capture energy is just going to allow us to search our deck for another basic and put it on our bench just to help us get set up a little bit easier too. So that is going to be the list we are trying out for Sneasler. I do think this deck is a little bit under the radar, and I've had some pretty good success with it. So let's hop in some games and see if I can replicate that same success on video for you guys today. So let's check it out. Okay. Actually kind of cool with this opening. It's pretty good. This would just be better if we top deck energy. I think that's the one thing we want to hit here. Or just a supporter. That'd be great if we just top deck research. That way we don't have to Crobat right away. Oh, I forgot to check our opponent's hand, but it's fine. We'll figure out what we're playing in just a second. We see Mew deck box, Darkrai sleeves, water coin, all sorts of mixed signals up in here, and we have 2 mulligans. Yes, please. And Palkia. Okay, it's actually a deck I've yet to play against with this deck. And on paper, I think how this goes is whoever takes the first multi-prize knockout is probably going to win. So if we can pull off a very aggressive turn 1, that's really what we want to see here. Okay, perfect. That is great. We don't have energy to discard. That's the one thing I don't like about this, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab Caterpie right out the gate. Do this. Oh, looks like our opponent might recognize us. They hit us with the old hello there.
Hello there.
We're gonna level ball. Let's grab Goon. Because we do need Goon to knock out... Well, we need Goon or Belt, I should say. Let's see. We definitely quick ball. Let's see. I guess we're gonna get rid of Temple of Sinnoh. Let's go for Crobat here. I really want to hit energy to discard. So we can also scoop up net preemptively. I don't even want this thing in play, but I just want to play down our hand as much as possible at this point, guys. So we'll do this, sure. Okay, perfect, perfect. So that is great. So we have the Butterfree. We just need Dark Patch. And we have the turn 1 KO with the Hisuian Sneasler deck, which is sick. So just trying to thin as much as possible at this point, guys. We will attach absolutely 100%. And we could grab... I'll grab a Caterpie and just discard it, because well, if they're playing Ice Rider, we might need Hawlucha. So yeah, I think we're just going to discard this Caterpie more than likely. How many Scoop Nets have we used? Just 1. Okay, yeah. Definitely going to get rid of the Caterpie. Come on, Dark Patch. Can we get there? And we do, guys. So we are going to nuke this Palkia on the very first turn of the game. And our opponent's like, what do you do at that point, you know? So yeah, we're going to go for the Scoop Up Net on the Butterfree. And I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I don't know if you can tell, guys, but I'm ecstatic. I don't think we're in too much danger on this next turn. So we'll do this. And I guess we can get down Choice Belt as well. Just in case we get Marnie, we still probably want it in hand. So we'll do that. And go for the KO. Turn 1, 300 damage with this deck. Absolutely insane. Actually, we did 320 once you factor in Zigzagoon. So, hey, I mean, that's kind of what you want to see from the Hisuian Sneasler deck. Well, we'll see if we still end up winning in the long run, but that's definitely what you like to see. Okay, there's going to be Drizzile. So this is definitely a turn where we want to go in with Hoopa. That's definitely going to be the attacker we want here. I think it was a research they grabbed. Okay, cool. That way we can keep our hand. We definitely like this hand that we have. Okay, Palkia and Sobble, that's cool. They got a Temple of Sinnoh. It's fine with me. We don't care about that. That's our ideal stadium anyway, so. Okay, Evolution Incense. Probably going to grab another Drizzile. Just curious what they're going to grab off of the Drizzile. So there might still be a world where they come back in this game. Like, we know they're playing the Intelligent engine, so more likely they're playing Roxanne, so that could be a big card. So I think I want to avoid having to use Crobat for the rest of the game, if we have to, because I kind of want to keep that in deck in case they do Roxanne us into like an Ultra Ball or something at some point. So that is something I am scared of, especially if we do get this KO this turn. So how many Sneaslers? I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. We've seen no sign. Well, do they play Ice Rider? I'm really worried that they might. I'm going to take the Hawlucha and put it at the bottom of our deck here. If we whiff Dark Energy, like, I'm trying to think, we evolve into Butterfree, do the whole thing, and knock them out. It feels like we want Dark Energy no matter what this turn, so I think we're just going to go for the Marnie here. And we do get there, thank God. Okay. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do this onto the Hoopa. Retreat, go for the KO. So kind of hoping they try to take out Metapod. That would actually be, I think, ideal here. Try to bait them into getting rid of our status inflictor. Oh, but they're just going to promote the Drizzile. Very interesting. So maybe they're not too confident about the hand we gave them. We'll have to see. Okay, but there's the VSTAR. Okay. They have energy and discard? They do. Okay. So I'm actually kind of curious why they promoted the Drizzile. Maybe they plan on scoop up netting no matter what. Okay, that makes sense. They just wanted to use that as a pivot. That makes sense. They're going to evolve there. I got a feeling we're going to get Roxanne. That would definitely feel bad. Or if they boss us. Yeah, there's the Roxanne. But you know what, guys? I'm actually kind of cool with them using Roxanne while knocking out Hoopa. I'd much rather them do that as opposed to using Roxanne and knocking out our only Sneasler. Ugh, God, that is a bad hand. That is bad. So hoping we top deck Quick Ball or Ultra Ball here, because this hand ain't doing it. This was a bad 2 cards that they gave us. So I imagine we'll probably see them. Ooh, now what they could do, we actually have to watch out for Radiant Greninja as well, because they can snipe 90 at 2 bench Pokemon. So they actually could knock out Metapod at some point. Okay, they're going to go ahead and burn their VSTAR power. Yeah, we see they're like gearing up to attack with this guy. If they have Switch, that honestly does kind of feel bad, because Hoopa is pretty worthless unless it's on the bench coming to the active. It's very difficult to get repeated use out of this guy. So we're fingers crossed for the KO with a Butterfree top deck or a Research. There's so many cards we could top deck that would be good here. We have any copies of 2 Ultra Balls, 6 Supporters, 2 Butterfrees. We have a lot of live cards in our deck. Just curious if it's actually going to happen. Okay, thank God. Whew, that was super close. So we're definitely going to do this. Level Ball. And I think we're actually going to get rid of the Hawlucha at this point. We've seen no sign of Ice Rider. At this point, it's too late for them to make use of it. So, okay, and we got the Butterfree, so we're feeling pretty good, guys. So let's go ahead and attach back here. They don't have Big Charm, so we're feeling pretty good about the spot that we're in. And they've used probably their only Roxanne, so I think there's a good chance we have this one wrapped up. Okay. And I think we're just going to save this hand for the moment. and just go for the Dire Claw. So we could Ultra Ball, but we might need to use that for Crobat, and I don't want to Crobat now, because then we just get Marnied for next turn. Or on their next turn, potentially. Okay, we get Research and Cynthia's Ambition, so fantastic cards to draw there. So if we do get Roxanne again, which would feel really disgusting, that does give us a couple more outs to actually getting an actual draw supporter. But right now, I think we're in a good spot. I don't foresee us losing this one, though, you know, with this Inteleon engine, anything could happen. If I see a freaking Palpad plus a Roxanne, I'm going to be so mad. Oh my god. But there's the shady dealings. How many scoop up nets have we used? 2. Okay. So even if we get Marnie... Oh, but they're going to go for boss. How many Butterfree are we down? None. Okay. Okay, I see. They're going to try to stall Crobat out and snipe our bench. We have energy left in deck, though, guys. I think we only have 1 in discard. Yeah, so we should be able to get there. So we're making quick work of this Palkia deck, but we do still need to retreat this turn. All right, so let's go ahead and Quick Ball. Get rid of Metapod. Caterpie, sure. And we'll Ultra Ball here. Get rid of Temple of Sinnoh and Sneasler. That's fine. So we are just going to try to like blow through our deck as quick as possible. I'm actually tempted to... I kind of want to Crobat. Yeah, I think we're going to Crobat here. We're going to dig really aggressive because we need energy plus Butterfree. Or Scoop Up Net. Okay, perfect, guys. We got there. So we can retreat. We got the net. Get the Butterfree back in hand. Hairprint with the well played. And as you can see, man, this is like how you want the Sneasler deck to run. That first turn KO is like really oppressive when you can get that off. And so yeah, we'll just go for the Dire Claw, and that's going to be the game. You know, taking down debatably the big bad of the new set. So who knows? Maybe there's something to this Sneasler deck. Okay, this is a workable hand. Sure, we'll lead with Sneasler, since we do have the free retreat on it. Oh, Zarude V. Okay, very interesting. So some sort of Gardenia deck, I guess. Zarude's definitely... This definitely seems like a deck we could trade pretty well with. Like, they're going to one-shot us because they can do 240 with their second... Oh, wait, no, this is the other Zarude. I'm thinking of the one from Brilliant Stars. So this guy actually isn't that big of an issue for us. But they have a Clara that they're discarding, so very interesting. Very curious what we're going up against. There's going to be a Crobat V. Okay, we see a Sobble. I actually wouldn't mind if they retreat into the Sobble, but okay, that's fine too. Alright, so we'll... I was going to say we could wait to attach to a Hoopa, but I don't think Hoopa attacking into this guy matters. And just go for the Marnie. Okay. Not a particularly great hand. I wish this was a Metapod. That would make our life a lot easier here. So let's just go for the Crobat. I think we're just going to retreat, if I'm being honest, into Caterpie. And we can save this Ultra Ball to Crobat next turn. And from there, we'll just pass. So if we get Pathed, things feel a little bit bad at that point. But if we don't, you know, we're still kind of in the game. If we do get Pathed, hopefully there's a Marnie to go with it. That's what I would hope for. And we could have evolved one of these Caterpie into Metapod, but I didn't really want to risk like a boss KO or something like that. Okay, there's going to be the Drizzile. They have a kind of a low hand size, so we could see a Research here. But if they're playing the Zarude, this makes me think they're playing like a beefier Pokemon V or V-Star to go with it. Like, because they more likely want to use Jungle Rising to heal damage from something that's like big and tanky. So maybe like a Leafeon V-Star definitely could be. Okay, there's going to be a Quick Ball. Okay, Big Charm. Hitting the bin, that's fine. Okay, Hisuian Lilligant. Okay. I'm actually pretty content with this. Gardenia's Vigor. I'm just curious who they're going to leave in the active spot this turn. That's sort of the next thing. Okay, they have a hard decision here. They did go for the Gardenias, but they're not attaching anywhere yet. Okay, they do have at least one energy to attach. Okay, then they're going to save their other energy for their active. Okay. That works. Okay, so they're going to go for the Jungle Rising, and I'm honestly cool with that. That means we don't have to find a Scoop Up net to move the Caterpie. So we're going to jump ahead in the prize exchange this game, or this turn, absolutely. So let's go ahead and... I do kind of wish they would have bumped our stadium, because now we can't actually activate Capture Energy, so that's a little bit of a bummer. That's okay, guys. We can still... Yeah, we definitely do this. Absolutely. So we'll go with Sure. And... I'm trying to think. We want to play down as many cards from our hand as possible. So I think we'll Ultra Ball. Get rid of Butterfree and Dark Energy. That seems pretty good. Okay. Luckily, our other Crobat is in deck as well. That's definitely good. So we'll attach here. And just draw 5. Okay. Pretty good. We don't have a supporter for next turn, but... I don't even know if we need Temple of Sinnoh anymore, because we're not going to be using any more multi-prize ability, so I think for that reason we're actually going to just get rid of this, go for the Sneasler just to thin a little bit, go for the Dark Patch, and yeah, just go for the Dire Claw. Okay, cool. So that feels good. There's Level Ball going to hand and Temple of Sinnoh. So actually getting rid of this is good for another reason too, because, you know, the big issue with Guardian is they attach energy to the bench. And this was kind of their pivot. They had that air balloon, I think it was. Yeah, they had an air balloon on the Zarude. So now it's going to be a little bit tougher for them to actually get off an attack with Lilligant V-Star. They're going to need, I was going to say, they either need 2 energy onto the bench Lilligant and harder treat the active. Okay, but they're not going to do that. All right, so I think we're actually going to go for Hoopa this turn. So let's go ahead and... Sure, we'll Ultra Ball. Seems pretty good. We are out of Butterfrees as well. We do have one prize. Do we have our Ordinary Rod in deck? I'm just trying to think if they boss us. Okay, so let's just retreat. Get the easy KO on the Sobble. Okay, can we get a supporter? No, just another Sneasler. I mean, good news is we have plenty of supporter cards. Like, our top deck should be good any turn now. But they definitely could potentially sweep us if we can't make something happen here soon. So we're going to start setting up some damage on Sneasler, okay? Not too worried about that. Lilligant and V-Star can one-shot us pretty much either way. Now, they haven't really been doing a lot on their end. Are they... Okay, they're just going to knock us out instead of refilling their hand. I'm actually kind of okay with that, because I don't really want that Hoopa in play anymore, probably. Okay, thank God. And we hit a Cynthia's. That's great. So let's do this. And we've not used a single net. So I think for that reason, I am going to put this down. Instead of setting up a fresh Butterfree, we will potentially be able to just reuse this one. So once we hit one net, We're going to get KO, and oh my god, we do whiff. That feels so bad. And we would have actually gotten there too. Because we would have been able to get the we would have been able to get the Metapod. So that feels kind of unfortunate for us. So I think this turn we could attack with Crobat, but we also could just poison them with Sneasler. I think I'm fine poisoning them with Sneasler. That's fine. So I think we'll attach to Crobat. Oh, actually, we could have sacrificed the Butterfree. That's honestly fine, too. Honestly, it's probably better because we could have just immediately played down our whole hand and evolved up to a freshman. So that's a little bit of a misplay, but they aren't guaranteed a KO on the Sneasler because they don't have the VSTAR. So there is a world where this still could make sense for them, or for us. But yeah, I think we should have sacked the Butterfree, because if they did knock that out, it puts them down to 3 prizes, and they still have to knock out 3 Sneaslers either way. So this seems like a little bit of a misstep, actually. So yeah, I think we should have just sacked the Butterfree there. A little bit of a misplay. Okay, there's going to be Lilligant V. But based on like how they really just haven't been doing anything, I think this was also kind of safe, though I think this was the riskier of the 2 plays that we had. We could see them retreat. Oh, but they are going to use Dance Gracefully. Okay. That is cool. Works for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and Level Ball here. I'm going to grab Radiant Halucha. Seems pretty worthless. I don't think we had anything else that we really care about in there. We can actually probably get rid of this thing too. We're not going to need that anymore. All right. And we'll just research. We are going to have to lose a Dark Patch, but that's fine. Okay, and we do get the Scoop Up Net about time, you know? All right, so let's go ahead and attach to this guy. So we will Scoop Up Net, pick this thing up. Go for the Caterpie, the Metapod, and the Butterfree. And now I feel like we're in a good spot, guys. I don't really see us losing this one unless they throw down Aroma Energy and Bumper Stadium. That's the only thing I could think of that would really screw us up at this point. So sure, we'll just go with this guy. And I'm actually just gonna burn these cards in case of like a Roxanne or something. We don't want to draw back into those. Yeah, just go for the Dire Claw. So feels pretty good. They need Gardenia, Attachment, a Scoop Up Net, or some other switching card. Yeah, that seems really tough. I don't really see our opponent getting around this one. There's the Gardenia. Again, the only thing that would kind of save them is the Stadium Bump with Aroma Energy, but I don't think that's going to happen. They deserve the dub at that point. If they're playing the Aroma Energy, by all means, take it. Okay. They seem a little bit conflicted. I just don't know what they could do to get out of this at this point. Okay, getting rid of another Lilligant. You have yet to see a VSTAR from him this entire game, so they've honestly had kind of a rough game there. Their start was okay, but that mid game was just really rough for them. I think losing that Zarude V on that one turn was like a big blow to them, because they were probably really relying on that as like a pivot Pokemon. Okay. So they're a little late because because we can still get this KO. It's gonna say, if they had the Kricketune earlier, that would have been really big for them. Because with Big Charm and Kricketune, that would have been really annoying for us to deal with. So, yeah, sure. Just do this. Scoop up net the Butterfree. Yeah, it should be GG's, right? Because we're doing 270 plus 30 from Choice Belt. Yeah, so we are good to go. Let's go for the Dog Call, and that is going to be the game against the Hisuian Lilligant VSTAR deck. Definitely a little bit of a rough one for them. Again, if they had set up this Kricketune like at the beginning of the game and forced us to like two-shot those V-Stars, oh my god, that would have been so awful. So very fortunate that did not happen for them. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap up things today for the Hisuian Sneasler V deck. You know, I was a big fan of the old Salazzle from Battle Styles. I played that a lot for fun whenever, you know, Battle Styles first came out. So it makes me really happy to see we have sort of a new incarnation of that deck, but one that I think is actually a little bit more consistent. And if you are a fan of that style of deck and have been itching for something like that to be a little bit more competitive, I think this might sort of scratch that itch for you guys. I do think Sneasler is actually one of the more underrated cards that we have right now in the format. But of course, I definitely want to know what you guys think. Let me know down below in the comment section what do you think about this Sneasler deck, if you think it has any chance at being viable. But of course, if you did enjoy today's content, remember to smack that like button. And if you're feeling a little extra generous and want to take that support to the next level, you can also become a patron at patreon.com/rarecandytcg. or pick up some merch at rarecandytcg.com. Links to those will be down below in the description. But as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.